And we come to you live from Silicon Valley as we are right here inside of the Lion's Den here at De Anza College in Cupertino, California, as we got some holiday hoops ready to go here on NorCal Sports TV. It's the game of the month featuring the San Jose City Jaguars taking on the De Anza Mountain Lions. And hello, everybody. My name is Phillip on the call. Happy to join you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays all across the board. Happy to be with you for today's coverage of some JUCO holiday hoops as we got a good one on our hands. Rivalry matchup between two teams from the Coast Conference as it's the North versus the South Division. And the lights are in full effect here at Holman Stadium in Vero Beach, Florida, as we are here for the nightcap on day one of the Andre Dawson Classic, which will feature Alabama State, the Hornets, along with the Florida A&M Rattlers. And hello, everybody. Welcome back to the live stream here on MLB.com. It's Phillip Hall on the call alongside my partner, Joey Constant. Here in Berkeley, North Carolina currently lead St. Thomas in a non-conference fixture 2-0 at the moment. On a bicycle kick as Cal able to get the goal in. That's Kieran. There goes Partal now from the opposite side. All right, go inside here. And they find the net. What a goal. Fletcher Bank able to put it in. And I think that one seals the deal for the Cardinal. Go Stanford on the serve, courtesy of Essler, who ended the first set on an ace. He's up there at the attack, trying to set it up. Diggs in the middle. Rubin with a little kiss, but a nice dig out there by Carolina, trying to keep the rally going. Rubin having to put more velocity on that one. That's vertical violence. Coming up with it. Lumberjacks maintain possession. Peyton White causing problems. Arduin shooting a desperation shot. There is still some time off the shot clock, so it was rushed. Tyree pass inside to Haywood. This on the first go. Kicks it back out. Campbell from the top of the key. Cash money. Tyree Campbell taking the lid off the rim in his own sake as he gets his first made field goal of the ball game, and it's been the 3-ball for the senior out of Rancho Cucamonga. Loose ball on the floor. Pioneers come up with another steal. Campbell hits the brakes. Hits White. Make that 2 in a row. ATM. This time, Peyton White. For the Colts. Trying to do himself. Dump off to secured. Can't finish clean. Oh, look at that block by Diaz. De Anza trying to answer here. They have numbers. Thomas through the lane, right down Main Street. All gas, no brakes. Villanueva, Mateo Jackson left wide open. Rebounds missed. Makai Thomas down court. The side posted. Going up for the layup. Good. De Anza had the lead. The side posted. Able to get it. 5 seconds left. Mateo Jackson trying to get it off. They pass. Justin Moore up for the win. No good. De Anza get the job done. The side posted with a big finish to close it out. And Joe Bratisevich and his men take down the Kenyatta Colts 90-89 in overtime. And that one's taken away and it's grabbed by Johnson. Outlet pass to Solenoy. He's going to go up top to Savage. Flight mode. And if there was somebody that you wanted to have close out this game, there's no question who it could go to. Here we go on the inbound. Johnson handing it off to Yergin. He's got the hot hand. He's going to let the clock run down. Going to be the ISO. Calls for Stroud for the screen. Runs in. Oh, has to pass it off. Johnson to win it. Off the mark. Runs it underneath. Oh, Yergin. Just Zion Yergin. He gets it to go. Game over. Zion Yergin calls it. The man that has scored every basket in overtime for Chabot gets the win for the Gladiators. Hits on Jurgen. Jurgen out to Stroud, this time from the left wing. Off the iron, but whoa, what a putback by Oz Savage. What wizardry. Ball from long range, no good on Deron White. Here comes to Munich, watch out. Two-hand punch by Juco Wimby. In the game. And he hits it hard, and it's over the third baseman. This is going to do it. Rounding third and scoring is Murillo. And Cal walk it off. Hideki Prather calls game in game one of the doubleheader. Happy Valentine's Day for the Golden Bears. They get their first win in 2026. Product of Westlake High School in Thousand Oaks. Murillo sitting it down the line and right, and that's a fair ball. And it's going to be back-to-back walk-offs for the California Golden Bears to win the opening weekend series to start off 2026. Dale Murillo calls game for the doubleheader sweep here on Valentine's Day.
2-2 is hit out to center field. They had Callaway playing shallow, and that one is going to go downtown and all around as Trey Callaway socks one out to dead center. Trying to turn out the lights here, but we got a tie ball game here in the top of the second.
Only place to be a pitcher.
There's a shot sent out to center field. It's got a little bit of carry to it, and that one is right off the batter's eye. It is gone. Luke Lavin going downtown and all around with a two-run bomb. Stanford able to get on the board. 2-0 in the bottom of the second. 2-2 pitch. Moran sends it in the left center. Gonna fall in for a hit. Lavin comes home. Right behind him is Tokheim. J.J. Moran breaks the offer with a big two-run single. And the Cardinal are back up 5-4. Foley with the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon. You're going to bed. Good night, sir. Ethan Foley strikes out Anderson with the bases loaded to get out of the jam. Cohen Karsten sending it out to right in, coming in on a dive in. He makes the catch. What a play out in right field by Kevin Gion. It's hit hard over to Bates. They're going to try to turn a double play. There's one. That's out of first to Sasaki in time. The double dipper victim, Trey Fenderson.
Matthews 0-2. It is taken high, but going down to second and in time, as that's the ball game. Adrian Mendoza throws out Zachary Pace at second base. Alabama State get the much-deserved win.
A pick comes back up here in the top of the fourth. It's going to be Joey Barron, Sebastian Pisacreta, and Carter Deerdorf due up for the Panthers. But as mentioned in the last inning, this is the first time ever that Stanford and Pitt have played each other in baseball. And again, these are programs that go way back when it comes to their establishment. As the first baseball team to be fielded at Pittsburgh was in 1869. In 1869, very long ago. Barron looks at ball one from Nick Dugan. But this is a program that has only had 3 appearances in the NCAA regionals during that time frame. So they've had, I guess you could say, on and off success. Not so much from winning, but more of producing talent. Because there has been a good number of players that have came out of Pitt. Count goes to 2-0 for Barron. But I want to touch on 2 notable pro alumni that played their college ball at Pitt. Barron getting it past the diving glove of Nadai. He leads off the inning with a single. And that brings up Sebastian Pisacreta, who singled his last time up in the second. I want to begin with Noble Pitt alum Doc Medich, who pitched 11 seasons in the majors. His birth name was actually George, but he was nicknamed Doc because he was in the medical school at Pitt during his time as a student athlete in the late 60s. The first pitch strike from Dugan, in with that fastball. And Medich became nationally known not only for his work on the mound, but also for his actions off the field. Actually, in a 1976, while pitching for his hometown Pittsburgh Pirates during an April road game in Philadelphia against the Phillies, Dugan delivers strike 2. He actually had to rush into the stands to perform CPR on a fan who suffered a heart attack during the game. Unfortunately, that fan died later that day, but Medich had a chance to renew things as Pisacreta striking out on 3 pitches, 1 gone. Because, interestingly enough, 2 years later, in 1978, while he was pitching with the Texas Rangers, it was during a road trip in Baltimore when they were playing the Orioles, where he had to perform CPR again on another fan, who this time actually survived the incident. As Doc Medich, his career remains a unique combination of professional baseball and medical service. There's Carter Deerdorf. He'll look at strike 1 from Dugan. I'll also give you another little nugget on another notable Pitt alum. This one's going to be a fun one. It's the 0-1 from Dugan. Missed outside for a ball. Oh, the first ever Pitt Panther to reach the major leagues was Dick Hoblitzel, who made it to the show in 1908 and went on to have an 11-season MLB career as a first baseman with both the Cincinnati Reds and the Boston Red Sox. Strike 2 in from Dugan. It's a Deerdorf. But during his time in Boston, Hoblitzel was part of back-to-back World Series championship teams in 1950 and 1916. Whereas this was long during the dead ball era. It was even when college baseball was really, of relevance when it came to players signing out of college. Of course, this was long before there was a draft. But one thing about Dick Hoblitzel is that he was teammates in Boston with the one and only Babe Ruth. Foul ball by Deerdorf. But funny enough, as the teammate of the legend himself, he actually served as Babe Ruth's roommate during road trips. Now, when you put into perspective, that's quite a flex. Dugan sets up for the 2-2 to Deerdorf. Because at the time, nobody really knew that Babe Ruth was going to become one of the most influential athletes that's ever walked the earth. So for Dick Hoblitzel to pretty much be the roommate of one of the greatest baseball players, greatest athletes to ever lived, you really have to think about how things were really at that time. Now the count goes full for Deerdorf because, man, I don't even think Dick Hoblitzel himself knew that Babe Ruth was going to become the star that he eventually became. And again, this was way early in Ruth's career. Deerdorf going deep in this at bat here, fouls off another. But that just goes to show that, you find these interesting facts about players that have played in a program that was established many years ago. And so, Doc Medich and Dick Hoblitzel, you're a part of baseball history in a fascinating way. Ground ball to Sasaki. He bobbled it, but recovers and steps on first for the out. That does advance Barron to second base. There's 2 away. Yeah, but you think about just the number of players that have came through Pitt, and even for Mike Bell, who has a solid track record of sending guys to the majors. He's really just been able to help enhance the player development side of this program. But during Mike Bell's tenure, this is really the time where the Panthers have had the most success under his tutelage. There's Julian Irizarry looking at strike one. He is 0 for 1 on the game. He struck out in the second inning. But Mike Bell has produced All-Americans, all-region selections, and even all ACC players, while 16 of the players that have played under him have been drafted by MLB organizations. Irizarry fouls off the 0-1. Even under Mike Bell, he helped Pitt climb to number 14 in the nation. It's the highest national ranking that the program has had in their history. This came in the 2021 season. Dugan missing outside there. One of the bigger wins for Pitt came last year in the ACC tournament when they upset, make that, in the regular season when they upset a thin number 12 ranked West Virginia team in the backyard brawl. Of course, very heated rivalry, Pitt and West Virginia. This was last year when he was able to put together another good season. Of course, in the regular season, a big upset. They have made the ACC tournament in 5 consecutive seasons. That one's going to get away to the backstop. That will allow Barron to move to third, so Pitt able to put a runner 90 feet away, but there's a full count now on Julian Irizarry. Of course, you talk about how the backyard brawl is, a huge thing for Pitt football or Pitt basketball, and baseball, it does get a little bit of shine as well. Here's Dugan trying to win the duel against Irizarry, and he will. Nick Dugan gets himself out of another small jam, you could say, as he's keeping this a one-run game. Stanford trying to get it going with the bats. They'll come up for the bottom of the fourth.